Meeting is now streaming live, and now I've forgot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Stop Talking. What can I do? I am filling in for Graham Jeffs tonight, and I'm here with Bethany. I can't say your last name.
It's not my last name, but Charisse.
Bethany Charisse from Digital Warfare. How are you?
I'm not too bad. A little hot.
So, Bethany filled in with what, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, 10, 15, something like that.
So we were interviewing William Barrow tonight, but he's in Townsville and there is blackouts happening. So thanks for Bethany for filling in with 10 minutes notice. Thank you very much. Yeah, so this show is normally hosted by Graham Jeffs. Graham has lost his voice. Tonight's special guest isn't William. I'm reading a script, guys. So we'll start off with Beth. Can I call you Beth or Bethany?
Yeah, Beth is usually what I go by. Bethany's the name I get when I'm in trouble. So
Beth, can you just give us a brief rundown of who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm Beth or Bethany, and I run Digital Warfare, as Michael mentioned, with Mel, Stephanie, and Jess. Some of you may or may not know who they are. I think Mel, most people know who they are. Steph and Jess managed to fly a little more under the radar. And well, I don't know, Digital Warfare does a whole lot of different things. Essentially, we started off doing sort of just like online protests and helping people make some noise online. We've sort of evolved into a whole variety of different areas of things that we take on. So we've done a lot to do with reaching out to politicians and creating email lists and all that sort of political aspect of it. We go to actual protests. We've done things like run trucks and billboards and flyers, letterbox drops. What else? Stickers. We make T-shirts that we hand out to people. I guess that at the end of the day, what we're primarily about is really just helping people feel like that there are other people out there that have the same opinion and same viewpoint of them, and that are, give them some sort of encouragement to stand up, and really just encourage people that want to have a voice, but they're not really sure where to start or what to say or what to do, or they know what to do, but they're scared to do it. We've really just worked on building a really big platform and a community for them to be able to do that, to help them know how to do that if they don't know how to do that, and just really give them some support in whatever way that may be. So a lot of our ideas and things, different campaigns that we've run, have been ideas that have come from our group members or people that follow us. So we sort of just really try to be like, what do you guys want to do? How would you like to do it? And then we take the idea and we sort of formulate it, organize it, make it something big, and then get everyone, as many people as we can, involved into that sort of action.
So why did you start doing this, or how did you get into it?
Why? I guess because we saw something wrong and we didn't want to do nothing about it. So it really just started off as an idea between Mel and myself. I don't even really know when we came up with the idea. We've been doing a bunch of like little things on the side. I think Mel and I connected at over the Flemington Towers. And then we just sort of started doing little things together, writing posts together, doing some research together, just, I don't know. And then one day we just sort of sat down and we're like, this needs to be bigger. People need to be louder. And so we, Mel's like, I've had this idea. I've had it for a long time. Nobody really wants to do it with me. I really have this idea to start these digital protests because everybody's getting slammed for these unlawful, illegal, whatever they try to call them, gatherings. And she was like, I want to try and find a way to make some noise. And I was like, well, I'm totally on board with that. So we did that. And then I think the first one we ran, we had about 5,000 people participate. So we were like, okay, well, here's something here. This is a forum where people really want to get involved and do something and make more noise and really just sort of let their politicians or the media or whoever it is know that they're not happy with the situation. And we weren't happy with the situation. And we really wanted to encourage other people to really, one voice doesn't really do much, but, add all these voices together, it becomes a loud cacophony of noise. So we developed a group from that, and then we pulled Jess and Steph on board, and then it just grew from there. And I guess we've all made the conscious decision that, we refuse to be silent about all of the problems that we are seeing with, everything happening around us at the moment with COVID and the vaccines and all of these other issues, these unlawful mandates and stuff like that. And so we just haven't stopped. That's pretty much it, I suppose.
Very good. It's interesting how you said you kind of got together at the towers. From me looking from a different state, it's when a lot of people in Melbourne seem to not wake up because you're already awake, but, you know, realize this was real. You know, it was innocent people inside.
It wasn't, well, for me, I think actually, I don't know, it wasn't. For some people, I think that first protest where Thanos got arrested reading from the Bible, I think that was, even for the people that didn't go, the people that were at home watching that was a big, like, holy hell, like, this is what they're doing. But then, yeah, I don't know, it was really tricky with the towers, because for me, I was straight up like, we've had all of these like BLM stuff going on, and all of, you know, these my friends on Facebook that are all really pro-pandemic and pro-lockdowns and pro-masks and all that sort of thing. They all then left their house to go and march for BLM. And then you had the tower lockdowns, and the narrative that they were, you know, using completely flipped, because I had these people that were going, you know, well, COVID's a big deal, but social justice matters more, Black lives matter more. And then they locked down the towers, and then all of these people were like, oh, well, it's their own fault. They brought it on themselves. It's different. They deserved it. They needed to be locked down. They're spreading the virus, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm here at the towers, and I'm telling you right now, everybody at the towers is Black. Or an immigrant or a minority of some sort. Like, you know, the vast majority of them are low socioeconomic, obviously, because that's why they're in that kind of public housing. And it was actually an eye opener for me, really, to see the blatant hypocrisy and how it's like, you know, I mean, this is something that I'm aware of because I'm actually Black, but, you know, the fact that people are like, oh, you know, these lives matter, but only when your television tells you they matter. And when they're actually doing something that's seriously harming, there's actually an opportunity to actually do something beneficial to them, and that's not just a, you know, a black square on Instagram. They don't really want a bar of it. Yes, I don't know. So, like, yes, there were some people that woke up, but then on the reverse side, I saw far too many people that just excused it and justified it. So,
yeah, no, you summed that up perfectly, because I felt the same, and so did a lot of people I knew, that they were all Black people in the tower.
Yeah.
Why did suddenly those Black lives not matter?
Exactly. And I think that it's interesting. I think that I lost more friends over that than I lost over the whole COVID thing, which was quite funny, because I've lost, you know, a lot of friends over that. I think I'm crazy, but the more I lost a lot of friends that were very, very much into this whole BLM movement and the whole, you know, Black lives and all that sort of thing. But when there's actually something to be done, when there's actually, you know, a serious social justice issue, and they're not just, you know, marching because everybody else is marching and putting a black square because everybody else has got a black square, they don't want a bar of it. And then when you call them out on it, they have an issue with it. And I'm like, well, I don't understand how you can, you know, justify that sort of behavior.
Yeah. So what Graham's trying to do, because I'm trying to fill in for Graham, so I'm a bit being Graham. Graham runs the Aussie Patriots. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have, yeah.
You have now? Yeah, he's done some stuff with Thanos and Dave, and so what he's trying to do is unite everyone. So people like you and younger people and older people, from all people that are trying to save the world. Well, that's what I call it. We're all trying to save the world, you know, trying to do the best we can to help people. So he's trying to get all them together to, what's he say here? Restore the original constitution, which has for the first time been lodged and accepted in the UK High Court, known as the Privy Council. So that's a bit difficult for a lot of people to understand. New people as well, you know, here you kind of don't understand it. But what he's doing is he plans to get 100,000 people signed up on this roll, and then be able to take that to court or the council or the government or whatever it is. Graham knows this. I'm not sure still, but I support it, and I hope everyone else supports it, and I hope you jump on, Beth, and just sign it. So there's a lot of people that have been, you guys have mailing lists and all that, yeah?
We don't have a mailing list, but yeah.
Oh, are you going to?
We're working on it. We're sort of, we've been spending all day transferring things over to like MeWe, Parler, Gab, because everything is going out of control.
Well, we know Trump's been banned.
Yeah.
And it's not long, and I hear Parler could be getting banned.
Well, they're saying that they won't go down, that it'll just be temporary. So I think that they've got another server in mind, but I'm not too sure. I think that Gab seems to be the way to go at the moment. So I jumped on there today and signed up, and it's kind of like a cross between Twitter and Facebook. So it looks quite...
Another one. How do we keep up with so many?
I know. And the fact is, so many people are moving that all the servers are crashing as well. So it took me about half an hour to even get the page to load and get signed up.
Yeah. But I think one of the important things for everyone to do is, I don't know, we need email addresses. all of us guys, because if stuff gets shut down tomorrow, we've lost everyone.
Yeah.
So that's why I advise people to sign up for this, Aussie Patriots, but also other things. Like I say, if you have one, I suggest people sign up for that. If I don't know if the 99% one's still going.
I'm not too sure. That doesn't. I don't hear too much about that these days.
Yeah. But I think it's important, guys, to sign up emails wherever you can so we can keep in touch. I don't have a mailing list. I might get one too. What else can we talk about, Beth? What's been happening in the news? What do you think about the Trump thing?
Wow.
That's a good question.
Pretty insane. Yeah, we've all been down that rabbit hole like nonstop since whatever the 6th. Was it the 6th that everything kicked off? Yeah, it was the 6th, wasn't it? So yeah, I think that the fact that they've booted Trump off social media is the fact that people are defending that and they're not concerned by that, for me, is absolutely terrifying. I've been quoting this everywhere to people, and I think I've been making a lot of angry lefties because I keep saying communism begins with censorship and ends with blood. So I think that, regardless of whether you agree with what he has to say or whether you don't agree, or whether you think, and I've seen the tweets, I wouldn't really say they were inciting violence, but the fact that they've been able to remove a current president from social media, from multiple platforms. He was even banned from Spotify.
What's he doing with Spotify?
Yeah. There's a whole list. I've got it saved somewhere if I can find it. But like that, if they can remove the president of the United States, like they can remove anybody. And the fact that you have no world leader, no president or world leader in the history of the internet has ever been banned from a social media platform, ever. And the fact that the first person that they banned from a social media platform is essentially the president of the leading country that leads democracy in the free world. Well, you still got people like Jinping and the what's his name, the leader of Iran, who's actively persecuting gay people, and in China they're putting Muslims and Christians in concentration camps, and they're allowed a platform, they're allowed a voice. And you've got Trump, because he said, I think, what was it? He said, he basically just said, lead with peace. Like I actually made a video. I took all the tweets and I took together his speech from the White House and a couple of other clips, and I put them together, and I was like, if you think this is inciting violence, after everything that's happened over the past 12 months with the riots across the city, it's just the cognitive dissonance is just absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's what's gotten to me the most about the last few days. That so many people, white and black, are saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened in America. What happened at the White House, and they don't realize what happened when Black Lives Matter was burning the streets and the cities and the cop cars and the black-owned businesses and where the homeless black people live, and it didn't matter. They were.
And the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old that got caught in the crossfire. There was a senator that posted that said that it was he's like 9/11 is no longer the most terrifying thing basically that's happened in the United States. I was like, you've seen the footage of what happened. They walked in, the police opened the barriers and they walked in.
Opened the doors.
And then the press held them in place while they took their pictures, and then they let them take some stuff and whatever, and then leave through the back door. And people are like, oh, but 5 people died. And I'm like, yeah, but they didn't kill themselves. They didn't kill innocent bystanders. They were sniped down.
Yeah, like you say, cognitive dissonance. How do people not? When I say people, everyone watching this gets it, but is it the majority that still don't get it? I guess they're brainwashed by the media, because that's all you hear all day. If you're in the car listening to the radio, or you're listening to the TV, or you're reading a newspaper, all you're hearing is Trump is the worst president ever, and the white racist people that wanted to storm the building.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it into words, really. It's just so, like, you're sitting here and you're just like, how can so many people be so just stupid? There's no other word for it. I've actually was having an argument, not an argument, but a bit of a debate earlier about absolutely slaughtering this politician that said that he essentially said that we can eat the destruction of the capital is worse than censorship, so censorship is acceptable. And I said to him, so I don't know. I said a lot of things, but I said because he said something about the policeman that apparently died in the crossfire in the whatever happened exactly. And I said, well, what about the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old that were caught in the Black Lives Matter riots? Like, are you outraged by that too? And he's like, of course I am. And I was like, but I didn't see a post from you about it when it happened. And then he's like, oh, well, literally communism is a leader staying in place after he's been elected out. And I was like, what are you talking about? His term hasn't ended yet. I was like, you're a politician. You're an Australian politician and you're trying to tell me that he's a communist because he hasn't left the White House because he was elected out. I'm like, Biden hasn't been sworn in until the 23rd. He's still legitimately the president of the United States. This is coming from a politician.
Well, they're using all their power for him not to be. That's what they're trying. So,
but until that happens, he actually is. And I was just like, I don't even understand how you drew that conclusion.
The vaccine, you doing some work on that? Or
yes, we are. Yes. Well, we were planning to do a campaign against it. We haven't really done it. We've got caught up in so many other things, but we are getting organised. We're putting together some flyers. We're going to organise something like an actual event. We're just sort of trying to get everything coordinated because we want to do a whole lot of different stuff. We're actually currently getting a whole batch of t-shirts printed up, which we will be handing out. And then we've got everything that we're going to do is going to be like the V is for vaccine theme. So it's going to all align with that V for V global demo. Obviously we've got the banner for Melbourne still. And then we're going to we've got a whole bunch of flyers we're going to do some flyers on the PCR test, some flyers on the vaccine. And, basically just get into the community and try and talk to people and educate the people on that and hand out free stuff. People love free stuff.
So let's talk about that for a second. Because you have a major troll, like I have one, that accuses you guys of bad things.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yep.
Right. We don't need to mention his name. He's probably watching.
Oh, yeah.
But explain that to the guys listening. Once you fundraise and you get stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't pay yourself. He doesn't get paid.
We know. I wish that I actually did get paid from this. The amount of times people have told me that the government's paying me or that I'm ripping people off for donations, and I'm like, man, like if I was, I'd just stop doing this because I'd be rich enough by now and I can just go off and find my own private island. But no, we absolutely don't profit off any of this. What we do is that we put I don't want to say how much, but we put a lot of money into this personally ourselves. But we're 4 people. We're 4 girls that, none of us have really, really good jobs. Actually, 2 of us don't have jobs at all. We're students or whatever. And so we do as much as we can ourselves. But what people don't understand, I guess most people understand because most people have been fairly, understanding about it. But some people don't seem to understand that things cost money. And when they say, oh, well, maybe people will be, angry about what they're donating to, we're actually completely transparent. We tell everyone exactly what they're donating to. So if we're going to do something like, look, guys, we want to print like 3,000 flyers. We can only afford to fund 2,000 ourselves. Like if you'd like to be involved in this, print them out yourself, or if you'd like to donate, feel free to. We've never, obligated everyone to. And we actually really hate asking. Like we only do it if we're really struggling. Like we'll do as much as we can out of our own pocket. Things like stickers and flyers, generally we try to pay for as much as possible. And when we do fundraise, some of the things that we fundraise for is actually we make sure that we are engaging small businesses that are struggling as well. So, for example, the t-shirts that we're getting printed, we have asked, not asked, but we've said if you would be happy to donate to this thing, like this is what we're doing. We have to pay the printer, and the printer's he's a small time business, that relies on a lot of this sort of stuff to get him. Because he's suffered under the lockdowns. There was things like the plane banner as well. That was a small business. The truck, so that was supporting a small business, that had been affected by lockdowns, losing business and that sort of thing. So it does go towards that. And some of these things, like the billboards themselves, are like, we're talking about thousands of dollars. So, there's a limit to how much of a budget we can put in. And as far as, a lot of what we do, like I mentioned earlier, our people that, are part of our groups, our community, ask to do those things. So they come to us with the ideas, and generally we'll do things like put up a poll and see how many people will be on board, and if, 100 people, 200 people have been like, we really want to do this, we kind of have to be like, okay, so you guys want to do this, you might have to put some sort of funding towards this because we can't afford to put, a $4,000 billboard up by ourselves. So, at the end of the day, it really, it just comes back to what people want and whether they're willing to put into it as well. And and we've never taken a single cent. Like,
it's a scam if you say you're going to buy something and you get money for that thing and you don't buy it. That's a scam.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I myself, and the trolls didn't catch me, but now they'll know because I'm speaking about it. But when I got the banners, I had a post up for about 4 days. So 4-day post was enough to pay for 3 states banners. That's how much the people wanted to get the banners. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like, oh, well, you're scamming people, because I think that these people have sometimes turned around and said, when people have shown them like receipts and documents to prove that what they were raising for was not a scam because it actually happened, they've turned around and been like, oh, well, it's a scam because like it's not doing anything, or it's a scam because, people wouldn't donate if they actually knew what it was. And I'm like, well, actually, they know exactly what it was. Like, we've told them, this is what we're doing, or what we would like to do. This is what you've said you would like to do. If you would like to help, then we can do it. So it's never been a secret. There's never any secretive behavior, or whatever about it. I have a what do you call it, like a PDF with every single cent accounted for and where it went and what it went for and who donated, first names only for privacy.
Yeah.
And I've said, if you would like to see it all documented, everything written down, it's there. I will send it to you. I've even provided it to said people, but they don't like to take on evidence. They just
I've seen it months ago. I think when it first started, or the dramas first started after the aeroplane.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so again, I mentioned it again. Graham's got the thing going, guys. The Aussie Patriot Roll. Sign up for that. That's what he's trying to do to make a difference. Bethany is telling you what she's doing to make a difference. Bethany, what do you think is 1 or 2 simple things that people watching can do to make a difference?
Simple things. First and foremost, I would say never underestimate the power that you have with your politicians. We know they're inherently corrupt, but based on lobbying and, really reaching out to them and making sure, like, absolutely, and I mean like absolutely harassing the hell out of them, so that they, as soon as you hit that email button, they know exactly who you are. Like, they know it now. When I email them, they're like, oh, you again. But if it hadn't been for stuff like that, we wouldn't have had voices like David Limbrick. I think there were a couple others that stood up. Bruce Atkinson made a few good arguments for us in Parliament. We wouldn't have had members like them standing up and publicly drawing attention to the issues. And whether or not it, does much in terms of legislative change, it is giving us a voice in Parliament, and it is actually at least drawing a spotlight to it, because David Limbrick can get positive media coverage that we can never get. So at least, it's allowing more people to open up their eyes. He's got a big platform. He's a big name in the state, and it really helps people to kind of just, be like, if they open up the newspaper, they open up their Facebook feed, and they're not necessarily aware of what's going on, but they open up and they see him drawing attention to the injustices and the inconsistencies, then they might be a little bit more likely to listen, because he's a bit less of a, tinfoil nut job. So that I can always encourage people to reach out and email and call them about anything that you think is an issue. Like, there was a point where I was literally emailing them every single day about a new thing, being like, hey, have you heard about this? Hey, I'm going to send you this. Hey, look at this. Hey, this is a problem. Hey, did you know that this mask mandate is affecting the elderly people because it's creating a fall risk, et cetera, et cetera. The second thing that I would really encourage is really just community interaction. I think that we underestimate a lot of the time the power of educating people and informing people and doing it calmly and rationally. So not like, shoving it down their throat, but, just getting out there. And that's why we really, really are doing things like stickers, T-shirts, flyers, because it gives you an in. It gives you, sometimes if you're walking around and you're wearing a T-shirt that says something, people might be like, oh, like, I didn't know about that.
Yep.
So like I can even, I don't know, can I share screen on here? I can show you the mock-ups for the T-shirts. Where is it? T-shirt templates. There we go. See if I can screen share this and show you. So here we go. So this is the mock-up for our T-shirts. Don't mind these, these ones. But yeah, so we've got stuff like this. So this is basically, we've taken some of the slogans the VS vaccine have, because we're really trying to keep everything sort of aligned and use their marketing, and so it's really just pushing their platform as well.
Yep.
Got some websites on the back of them. So we've done a few different ones.
My favourite.
Which one, sorry?
That red one.
The red one? Yeah, I'll have to save you one then.
You will.
Yeah, let me know. Just let us know. Let me know. Send me in the chat what size. That one, and we've only done 4 for now, but you know, it depends on how popular, you know, they are and that sort of thing, and if people want to fund more, and then we'll make more, and we can always do different ones. Yeah, and so it's really simple, but it's just a strong message. So it's just like, because we found that a lot of the time with the I don't have the template for this one now, but I've got pictures of that one because we've actually printed that one before. How do I stop this now? Yeah, so we found, because the ones that the first ones that we printed, they say sack Dan Andrews, and on the back they say free Victoria, free hugs, and we find that just walking around with that, like, you get a lot of people like saying, oh, why are you wearing that, or what's this about? You get a lot of people say F you as well, but the Dan lovers, but it's really just like, you know, if just even as simple as that, it's just walking around the community, you know, putting up stickers or wearing a t-shirt that makes people stop and go, oh, hang on, what's that about? Or why are you wearing that? Why are you making that statement?
Yep.
And then of course you can take it a step further, and I suppose Lockie Kavanagh is a key example of that up in Sydney with his and his megaphones going around and everything like that. And I think that that's a great way. Like, you know, obviously you'll get people abusing you, and that's just part and parcel of it, but it's a lot of people just, they don't know what they don't know, and it's not until you like get out there and start telling them things. And I'm sure even about like this Patriots role and everything like that, most people wouldn't know the first thing about it. So make a t-shirt, write something on a t-shirt, go out there, start walking around and just start talking to people, be like, hey, do you know about this? Have you heard about it? Here's a website I can direct you to. Here's a flyer I've got with some information, basic information, and here's the website link at the bottom. Go and check it out. And yeah.
I know Graham's watching, so he might contact you and ask your advice how to make those shirts.
Oh, they're really simple. They're really simple. If you want to design, just send us a mock-up, or send us what you want on it, and I can make up a mock-up and get it to the printer. And
there you go, Graham.
And
he is listening. He will love that.
just need the fun. Just need some, you know, if you're gonna do that. But it's quite, yeah. I'm quite budget conscious, so I've, you know, done the absolute because we don't sell them. So that's the thing. That's why, you know, if we were selling them to make a profit, then we could just buy them ourselves and then sell them, make a profit. But that's not what we're doing. We're trying to hand them out for free. So that's why it's kind of like if you think this is a good idea, then, you know, you might have to put a little money into it.
How many you got?
The next batch we're printing will be, it's about 280, I think.
So that's amazing to me to see 200 people, 300 people wearing those tops around.
Yeah, so we've got 100, I think 100-ish Sack Dan Andrews, and then we've got 100 that are the vaccine, and then we've got 60-ish that say the government is fucking us, which as I thought was quite a catchy slogan.
Some people will love that, some will hate it.
Yeah, exactly. For those people who want to make a bit more of a statement, because some people are really down that alley. And then we've got, and then we had a few others, because actually people were putting in, quite a few people have made orders, so I've got a couple of pages full of orders already that I have to package and send off as soon as the print jobs arrive. So yeah, we would ideally like to do more, particularly of the vaccine one. So you know,
I'll send you some stuff later too, because I've got a few things.
Oh yeah, send me whatever, and we can sort of organize just short, punchy stuff. But if you've got like good website links or stuff like that, or even a QR code that we can print on the back as well, there's always that.
You'll see soon. I'll send you soon.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds good.
We get off here. Just again, message to the people at home, because there'll be trolls, and funny enough, we all have the same trolls. They're the same people that troll Bethany, that troll me, that troll Graham, that troll Thanos, that troll Dave, that troll Ricardo Bossy. They troll the same people. And one of the key lines they always say is, what you're doing is doing nothing. Now, you could say that to someone trying to lose weight. So they eat healthy tomorrow, and you could say that did nothing because they didn't lose any weight that day. But the benefits of keep doing that over and over on a daily occurrence will definitely make a difference, and does make a difference. The more people out there sharing the same message, engaging with others, sharing each other's posts, spreading words to their friends and family, definitely does make a difference. That's how we all got to where we are now. If everyone was silent, we'd be silent too. So that's my message for everyone.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly live by doing something is always better than doing nothing. It doesn't matter what it is. And if we all said, oh, well, none of this is going to do anything, so we'll do nothing, well, then, yeah, nothing would actually ever happen. And those people that keep saying that what you're doing is doing nothing, I look at what they're doing, and they're doing like a whole lot more of nothing than what I'm doing.
They're spending the time looking into us.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Spending the time. The latest one is that I'm a Hillsong infiltrator working for Scott Morrison with I believe with Steph and Joel Jamal and a couple of others. And yeah, I don't know. I really wish Scott Morrison was paying me, because I'm telling you what, I'd be making a lot more t-shirts.
Or we wouldn't need to. We'd be, if I was ASIO and police and working for the US Embassy, they're my 3 jobs. I work at the same time. With my disabled child, while I go to work every day, I have those 3 specialty jobs too. So thank you, Charles. But the more I looked into them too, they're not on our team. They're not on our team. They try and pretend they're on our team to get our people, and then make everyone in the movement look bad.
Well, I think, yeah, it's kind of, any discerning eye can see that there's the same people consistently causing division, and they target literally, if they, have something bad to say about literally every other person around them, then, it kind of stands to reason that maybe they're the problem.
Yeah. Well, Lockie stands up, goes on the beach. No one knew Lockie 2 months ago or a month ago, but now they're trolling him. Like, don't go, oh, well done, someone thought of something different, they're doing it. No, we'll just troll the new guy.
Yeah, well, if you're going to speak up, you're going to have enemies. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But it means you're doing something right, I think.
We've got messages, stay in touch. There's a Patriots website. What's his name? Said hello. L says hello.
Oh, hi.
Yep, Graham says thank you. So
no worries.
We'll leave it there. These are only meant to be short. I don't know how long this went for. 30 minutes?
I think.
An hour?
Yeah.
Oh, we went over time. But thank you, Bethany. Thanks for jumping in so suddenly.
No worries.
Good to chat, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds
I think we just go now. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Where can they find you?
Oh, at Digital Warfare. We're on Telegram. We're on Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, MeWe. We don't have a group page on Parler and Gab yet, but you can find, if you go into the Digital Warfare like admin page on our Facebook group, we've got a page as well. If you go to the admins there, and then you can follow our personal profiles we have on Gab, Parler, those other ones. We're kind of trying to switch over to everything. And I think that on our Instagram, there's a Linktree link in the bio description, which links to every page that we have on whatever various platforms and our personal ones and so forth. So that makes it pretty straightforward.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you, Beth.
No worries.
Catch you soon. Bye-bye.